Hi, this is Morley and this is the M-Wire with another La Palma update for December 15th, 2021. Well folks, if you watched my last video on La Palma, there was a very violent eruption from La Cumbre Vieja. If you haven't already seen it, just go to my channel and watch the last video update that I did on La Palma, and you will see a very violent eruption. Now we compare that to this. As you can see folks, the volcano right now is very, very quiet, which is a sharp contrast to that very violent eruption that we saw just a couple of days ago. Now, as someone who's been literally following this volcano since the eruption started, I'm here to tell you that I've seen this movie before. Meaning, we've seen periods of very low activity from La Palma and then it just flares back up again. Now, I'm very apprehensive to say that this eruption is over. However, I'm going to point out some things that I haven't really seen as of recently that may perhaps indicate that this eruption is not over. If we take a look at the earthquakes here, what do you see? What do you see that you haven't seen in a long time? Let me help you with that. 1-point-something earthquakes. It has been quite some time since I've seen a 1-point-something earthquake for La Palma in recent memory. However, if you look at some of the depths of these earthquakes, they're very, very shallow. There's one there for 1 kilometer, there's one there for 3 kilometers, which tells me that there's still magma there. It's just waiting to be released. Now, obviously time will tell as to whether or not that's true or not, but time will tell as to whether or not La Cumbre Vieja is finally going to sleep for good. For me personally, I would have to see a couple of weeks of non-activity like this or diminished activity to conclude that this eruption is finally over. Until then, this is still an active volcano as far as I'm concerned. Now, as we get into Volcano Discovery's report on La Cumbre Vieja for yesterday, you'll see that they are very cautious as well to say that this eruption is over. I think they've kind of learned their lesson. The eruption may have stopped or is pausing today, which is day 87 since it started on September 19th, 2021. So right off the bat, they're saying it's stopped or it's just pausing. Which is true, we don't know. After a temporary strong increase yesterday producing lava fountaining and tall ash plumes, visible activity decreased drastically and more or less ceased today. No significant explosions or lava flows can be seen on any of the available images from the vents or the morning's drone surveillance flight. Volcanic tremor has dropped to its lowest levels since the eruption began and is now close to absent now. The absence of tremor in the signal it in turn allows to detect tiny quakes of magnitudes below 2, which leads to an increase in the number of total detected quakes. IGN reported 129 events, but only 5 of them were at least a magnitude 3 and none above 3.2. which is among the lowest by energy combined values counts since the beginning of the eruption. Whether or not the eruption is now at its end is hard to say, but it's most likely at least close to it. So they're very apprehensive here as to what they're saying the eruption is doing, which is understandable because we don't see the lava activity that we saw a couple of days ago, which was violent. But we've also seen that La Palma can just flare up out of nowhere and there's another violent eruption. But the fact that there's magma so close to the surface, those smaller earthquakes may imply that she's not done. But like everyone else, we're going to watch and we're going to wait to see what she's going to do. I just wanted to give you this quick update, folks, on what's happening with La Cumbre Vieja and La Palma. There's not much going on right now, but that's not to say that there won't be in the future. As we've seen, it can change on a dime. So thank you very much for coming along with me to this very brief but very poignant update of lesser activity currently from the volcano on La Palma. Please remember to like, to comment, to share, and of course to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much, and God bless.